Do you believe in ghost stories? I do. Mar Guay used to be a bustling town on the sea. A small, simple, yet exciting place to be. But it had its catch, as all things do. During the day, fishermen crowded the docks. Merchants shouted through the markets, and children chased each other through the narrow stone streets. But when night came, the town changed. Doors were barred before sunset. Windows were covered. No one walked alone after dark, because something walked with them. At least, that was the tale. No one dared to see if it was true with their own eyes. We were all too scared for our lives. We believed simply based on stories. The stories had existed longer than anyone could remember. People whispered about creatures that wandered the harbor at night, tall shapes that moved between the fishing boats without making a sound. Others spoke of spirits, with swollen faces and black mouths that stood beneath lantern light, staring into homes through the cracks in the shutters. For generations, Mar Guay lived in fear of the dark. Then the sea itself turned against us. The fishermen noticed it first. The tide pulled too far from shore. Dead fish floated belly up in harbor. At night, the ocean became silent, unnaturally silent, as if something beneath the water was waiting, watching. The elders warned us that disaster was coming. No one listened until the storm bell rang. I still hear it in my dreams. The sound tore through the town in the middle of the night, loud enough to wake every soul in Mar Guay. We rushed from our homes, half asleep and panicked, flooding the streets as rain lashed against us. In our terror, we forgot the one rule we had followed our entire lives: never be outside after dark. Then someone screamed. Out beyond the harbor, rising higher than the rooftops, was the wave. It looked alive. The sea roared as it rushed toward us, swallowing boats whole. People ran for the mountain behind the town, trampling each other in the mud, crying and praying as the ground shook beneath our feet. And as I ran, I realized something horrifying. We were not alone. Shapes moved beside us in the rain. Not townsfolk. Them. I saw pale figures climbing the streets with us, keeping pace effortlessly. Their heads twitched unnaturally, their mouths hung wide open. Some crawled on all fours through the flood water with jerking, animal movements. No one acknowledged them. No one dared. The wave hit before we reached the top. The sound was unbearable. Wood splintering, buildings collapsing, thousands of voices screaming at once before the sea swallowed them whole. By morning, Mar Guay was gone. Nothing remained except shattered pieces drifting in black water. We should have felt relieved. The town was destroyed. The curse should have died with it. But during our journey inland, people began walking in the night, claiming they heard footsteps circling the campsites. Children spoke, to invisible figures standing in the trees. One man disappeared after insisting his dead wife was calling him from the woods. We stopped speaking about it after that. Now we live in Citta Sul Mare, a new town, new homes, new streets, but the thing that haunted Mar Guay followed us here. Every night I hear it wandering the alleys outside my window, slow footsteps, wet footsteps. Sometimes it scratches at the walls, sometimes it whispers my name, and sometimes, just before dawn, I hear dozens of voices standing outside my door speaking in perfect unison. Let us in. I don't think they want the town. I think they want us. But why?